NotebookLM is more than just getting a quick summary. It fits into more parts of your work than you might think. I'm an experienced designer who builds systems and workflows, and I'm breaking down how professionals can use NotebookLM for work. This is when you're new to something and trying to build understanding from scratch, because the faster you ramp up, the faster you can hit the ground running. So an idea is to use video overview when you're new to an industry. For example, my very first job was in commercial insurance underwriting. I remember searching for fun explanation videos about the industry, and I couldn't find any. Now, I eventually learned things on the job, of course, but if NotebookLM existed back then, I could have gotten there faster. I could have serviced my clients or helped out my coworkers faster.
Possibly have in common. I know, it sounds like the setup to a really weird joke. That's insurance in its most basic form. That really got its start in the 17th century.
And if you're new to a company, you can generate a mind map. Now, they probably gave you access to an internal company wiki, an org chart, some strategy decks, or maybe a lot of these are on a website because it's a public institution or a public company. Now, check, of course, if NotebookLM is a sanctioned tool at work, which honestly applies to everything that I'm going to be talking about in this video. This helps organizing all of these isolated facts, and you can start putting the pieces together. And before you start booking coffee chats, you already know who the key people are and what they own, and that changes the quality of every conversation you'll have. And really, you'll start navigating the politics of the organization because everything is about getting buy-in. Last idea here is use interactive mode on audio overview, because maybe you've moved to a new team, focus on a different product or service. Same thing, process you don't understand, history you weren't a part of. And even if you're in a team that's welcoming and encourages you to ask questions, sometimes people get busy, so it's a good idea to know how to onboard yourself.
Imagine waking up at, there is this feature called shadow testing, 3D visualization.
What's up?
Yeah, so you mentioned that they deprioritize one of the main features in the beta phase. Like, what led to that? Like, what user data led to that?
The internal reports revealed that during the beta, users were experiencing what they called cognitive overload.
And honestly, I think what's great about this is when you do get time with your manager or your coworkers, you'll get to ask more nuanced questions and not necessarily things that you could have just Googled. NotebookLM gets you up to speed, but actually retaining that information is a different thing. And that's where a tool where Remnote comes in, which is the sponsor of this video. Remnote is something that I've been talking about since 2021, even before becoming a sponsor. So this is a big deal. Processing something doesn't mean you'll remember it when you need it. In a meeting 6 weeks later, or in a situation where you'll need to speak confidently without looking at your notes. And that's where you could use Remnote to capture what you learned, connect ideas together, build your own frameworks. And because Remnote is a knowledge management app, not just a note-taking app, I can connect this insight to frameworks I already have, from psychology, UX design, and behavioral economics. And on top of that, use spaced repetition so important stuff never disappears. Link in the description to get a free month of Remnote Pro. So this is when you're processing information for a specific purpose. Maybe finding patterns, comparing sources, or filling gaps. So an idea is to use the deep research feature on NotebookLM. I used to work in fintech as an experienced designer, where sometimes we would want an audit with potential competitors. Now, I'm not saying that this should be the only source for your competitive analysis report, because I definitely think that you should make room for human auditing and observing that product or service. But it's, again, great to pair together. Generating a data table is also great because it turns unstructured information to structured information. It makes things scannable, something that high-level stakeholders would certainly appreciate. As a customer experience designer, sometimes you would have transcripts from user interviews or workshops, and asking it to create a, let's say, table for pain points and evidence would be a great starting point. Notice that I say starting point because in my experience, I never agree 100% with the results. There's always going to be body language, tone, or vibe that NotebookLM or an AI chatbot can't detect. So I end up editing it intensively. But what's great is everything it pulls comes directly from your sources. Less chances of making things up or hallucinations. And again, good starting point. This is when you're creating something, right? Like a deliverable that's meant to be sent to or seen by other people. So an idea is to generate an infographic when you need a complex or abstract process or concept to be visualized. For example, if you're working in property tax consulting, maybe showing a timeline to a client will help them understand how things work. No one likes to see another wall of text, or at least that's just me.
Didn't like this one, so I redid it with a different style.
And by giving them a visual roadmap, you're providing transparency, which is one of the highest forms of customer service. You could also generate slides when you need to convince someone to take a specific action. As a service designer, I spend quite a bit of time doing discovery, designing, prototyping, validating, and through that research, my findings will then point me to moving or not moving to implementation. So I had to do lots of presentations to senior leadership presenting my recommendations. And so asking NotebookLM to draft a pitch deck would again be a good starting point. And you can edit things as you want it to be. And of course, you can also use chat when you're creating a report or a business case. So in settings, you can specify how you want the report to be structured. Side note, since we all know that AI has democratized information, the skill that we have to learn now is curation and structure. Anyways, always prompting for an executive summary first, because we all know the power of top-down communication, because busy people read the summary, so even if they don't read the rest of the report, they know what's going on. And even if they end up reading the rest of the report, everything is framed in their mind because they read the spoilers. So by specifying this narrative flow, you're designing an information experience that respects your reader's time.